today we'll see about glacier. So first think what is glacier? Simply you can say moving ice. By the increase of gravity. So from above the snow line. Snow line का line that divides the permanent ice and seasonal ice. Which line divides permanent ice and seasonal ice. So snow line that divides the permanent ice and seasonal ice. तो जो भी तुम्हारा permanent ice रहेगी above the snow line, that part gradually snow will accumulate. धीरे धीरे क्या होगा? Snow will accumulate होगी, compacted होगी, they will form a glacier. Over here is move out. So first तुम्हारा कि snowflakes थे, जो कि highly porous थे वो, 90% air रहे वो. With gradual accumulation of snowflakes, they will produce ice granules. Then, with further compaction, or ice granules will produce form, or you can say neve. Then they will compact it to form ice. So, from snowflakes to ice, there is significant reduction of porosity. Porosity reduction of there is significant reduction of porosity, and there is an increase in density. So when these ice will form, they will accumulate, and over a time period, when the mass of the ice is sufficient, then the gravity will pull it to the foothill. So gravity the foothill will pull it, then ice will move. Then it is called a glacier. Understood? So there are different types of glacier. What are the different types of glacier? One is valley glacier. Another you can say continental ice sheet. One is the Piedmont glacier. So valley glacier that is confined to the mountainous region. Mountainous region में रहता है तो mountainous region को confined है and it is confined to a proper valley. तो valley में confined एक है, so it is confined to a valley in the mountainous region. तो mountainous region में तुम्हारे valley में confined एक है, that is called as your valley glacier. Then continental ice sheet straight over a continent. You can take the example of Greenland, or you can take the example of Antarctica. Then Piedmont glacier is a type of glacier that found at the foothill. So when the valley glacier they move to the foothill, the valley glacier the foothill have to move further. Then they will together or they will coalesce with each other to produce a glacier that is called as Piedmont glacier. So Piedmont glacier at the foothill. So during movement, the glacier produce fractures on the surface, so that is called as a crevasses. It is a feature within the glacier. Here you can say fissure or cracks. A glacier. because of movement. So there are three types of major crevasses found within the glacier: longitudinal, the transverse, and marginal. Longitudinal, it is formed parallel to the glacial movement. Transverse, obviously, it is perpendicular to the glacial movement. Marginal are the margin. When glacier normally move within a valley, and it always try to accommodate with the width of the valley. A glacier is moving here. So when the width of the valley will change, the glacier will also spread laterally to accommodate with the width of the valley. So because of the spreading, it will develop cracks like this. That is called longitudinal crevasses. It is formed because of valley widening. Produced because of valley widening. So it is in this valley, it is confined, it is more compressive. When that releases here, it will produce cracks parallel to the glacial movement. Then comes to transverse crevasses. These are produced because of change in slope in valley. Suppose river is the glacial valley is like this. Now the glacier is moving here. Suddenly there is a change of slope in the valley. Suddenly there is a change of slope in the valley. So because of that change, it will produce fracture like this. Where the front portion will move at a greater velocity than the back portion. Where the front portion will be fast on the slope, the back portion will not be at that slope. So there will be a velocity difference. Front part आगे बढ़े so that's why तुम्हारा they will produce fracture which is perpendicular to the glacial movement. Which is perpendicular to the glacial movement, which is called as a transverse crevasses. So it is a type of crevasses that form in a tensile region. Tensile stress region. So it is a tensile stress, it's like they are stretching like this. That's why it is a tensile stress region. Longitudinal crevasses, it is from in a compressive region where the glacier that is confined to a suppose narrow valley, then it is wide enough. Then the compressive force releases from fracture parallel to the glacier. Here it is formed by because of the tensile stress. Because of you can say that the frontal part will be on the slope first, than the back part. Then your marginal crevasses. It is formed because of differential movement of the glacier. From differential movement of the glacier. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ glacier move करे, suppose this is a glacier. Okay, imagine this is a glacier. If you draw the velocity profile, it will be like this. Velocity profile of a glacier, where it indicates that the central part moves at a greater velocity than the marginal part. So velocity decreases towards margin. That's right, because the central part is moving at a greater velocity than the marginal part, so it will develop fracture like this on the margin. It is called your marginal crevasses. These are the three types of main crevasses: longitudinal, transverse, and marginal. Geological work. The same geological work means it will occur in three processes: erosion, transportation, deposit. First, we'll see erosion by glacier. So, erosion process here is similar to like other thing, but its name is different. That is blocking, rasping, avalanching. Blocking, rasping, avalanching. Blocking you can say is similar to hydraulic action or deflection action like that. It is similar to hydraulic action. On the glacial bed, because of freezing and thawing, the fracture will form. That fracture weakens the rock. When glacial will move over it, then it can block those boulder and it will attach to the base of the glacier. So when that block of rock that attached to the base of the glacier, that will act as a erosional tool for further erosion. You can say that is abrasion action. That is rasping. The metal that attach at the base of the glacier. If you base of the glacier like it, they will move over the valley and they will erode. So that is your rasping. And avalanching is a mass movement. Right? So these are the three processes by which glacial erodes. Then we'll see what are the different glacial feature or erosional feature produced. First we'll see about what are the different erosional landforms that produced by valley glacier. In the shark, it is an armchair-like structure, or you can say amphitheater basin-like structure. Is it called? Amphitheater basin. This is formed by both, you can say, rasping and blocking action. They always form a depression at the base. So that is always filled with glacial meltwater and it is called as the lake. This is your Tarn lake. So it will form steep-sided wall on one side and the other side will become, the other side will be gentle unless until another circle will form on that side. Both sides of the circle produce a very. Then it should look like this. This is the amphitheater. This suppose it will originate here, move down to the foothill. It will produce a amphitheater basin, or you can say कि something is scooped out. So you put an ice cream scoop बनाने ले जब दिखावे, just like this. Then it will form a lake here by the glacial meltwater. This is your Tarn lake. Then if it is formed on both sides, if the shark form on both sides, then the two sharks will meet at a line like this. So the meeting point or meeting line of two sharks, it is called as your arete. Arete. Sometimes more than two sharks will form, so they will meet at a point. There is a pyramidal peak, what we call horn. And sometimes there is the depression along the aretes. along the arrays में depression time. So those depressions are called as pole. So all these things are they are related to SARC. Samajhan class related, SARC are related. Because of SARC formation, TAR lake will form. Then when two SARC will meet, to produce a line that is called as an array. When more than two will form, they will produce a pyramidal peak. It is called as a horn. Then any depression along the ridge, along the arrays is called as a pole. So horn, pyramidal peak like this. The depression along array, that is called as a pole. These are things that are associated with SARC formation. Horn, pole, SARC, arrays. So this is a depression along the arrays. That is called as a pole. Then glacial trough. So glacial trough is simple. It is a U-shaped valley of the glacier. So it is either glacier carve their own valley or they just accumulate themselves in an ancient river valley. General valley may be create करते हैं. They just accumulate in the ancient river valley and they modify that valley from V shape to U shape. Glacial trough or glacial valley is the same thing. There comes a hanging valley. So in a mountainous region, there are multiple glaciers will form and they will form at different elevation. Two glacier अच्छी जोड़े की much larger glacier, they will produce a greater valley or deeper valley. The larger glacier, they will produce a deeper valley. So the smaller glacier, they will produce more or less deep in valley. So when this deeper valley, sorry, जोटा कि तुम्हारा shallower valley when meets the deeper valley, so the shallower valley will be at a higher elevation. So जोटा बहुत deeper अच्छी, जोटा shallower अच्छी, जोट meet करिए the shallower part will be at a higher elevation than the deeper part. So deeper part is always considered as the main glacier valley, and these are considered as tributary valley. These are considered as tributary valley. The tributary valleys that are at a higher elevation from the main valley is considered as your hanging valley. It look like they're hanging. It is the place where waterfall is also formed when the glacier will melt. The glacier will melt करो, that कौन produce करो? Waterfall produce करो. So this is your main valley. Then tributary glacier will beat the main valley here. You can see this. This is a glacial trough. These are hanging valley. There was a truncated spur. Spur means a projecting thing on a slope. Slope में उठा projecting thing कौन कौन spur कौन. So normally there is, in case of तुम्हारा river में जो भी bend है, the bend are normally irregular in a glacial in a river valley, but in a glacial valley, any bend in the valley that will be very sharp. So two places achieve where this is suppose a tributary glacial valley is coming here. This is hanging valley. This is main valley. So meeting here. So glacier will sharpen these edges. Sharpen. This is also sharpened by the main glacial valley. So these things will look like projecting from the valley. So from the valley side, they are looking like projecting. So that is called truncated spur. There is got truncated spur. So these are, you can see the triangular facet. This is also truncated spur. These are triangular facet that is formed by glacial erosion. So valley side erosion through the production. है ना? The truncated spur. Then comes to Roches Montones. So it is the asymmetrical hill that produced by glacier. Asymmetrical hill where the steeper side is called as your lee side and the gentle side is called as your stoss side. So always remember, gentle side always undergo abrasion and the steeper side always undergo blocking action. This is rasping, this is blocking. Any the type of structure you study, if glacier is moving over a gentle slope, then it will undergo abrasion. That slope will undergo abrasion. If it is flowing or moving on a steeper slope region, it will produce hydraulic action type of or blocking type of thing. So it is also known as seep back rock. So because the shape of the Roches Montoni, it looked like a seep back. So that's why it is called as a seep back rock. Then fjords, fjords the quasi, fjords. In the river case, there is a base level of erosion. A river will fall into the sea. So that is the regional gradient of the river. So it cannot erode below the sea level. But glacier doesn't have something like that. So it can erode below the sea level. Sometimes at the foothill region, you can say the Piedmont Glacier, they can carve their valley below the sea level. So that is called as your fjords or fjords. In glacial valley below sea level, then you can say fjords. If it is in the coastal region, then obviously water from the ocean or sea that enter into the fjords. This is the type of the fjords in the coastal region. So it is in Norway. Transportation by valley glacier. So how transportation occur? It occur in following three ways: like supraglacial, subglacial, N-glacial. Supraglacial is above the glacier. So if a glacier is moving, so with more sediments or rock fragments that can fall on the roof of the glacier. So that is supraglacial. Then some key part they attach at the base of the glacier. That is usually below the glacier. Or something that within the glacier. That is usually in glacier. Supraglacial, subglacial, N-glacial. So metal that transported above the glacier, that is a supraglacial. Below the glacier, that is a subglacial. Within the glacier, that is N-glacial. Three type of transportation. Then comes to deposition by valley glaciers. So glacier always produces very ill-sorted sediments. So there is no sorting in the glacial deposition. So all the glacial sediments can be called as till. Till. It is very unstratified and unsorted. So glacial deposition can be called as glacial drift. So there are two types of glacial drift. One is till, which is unsorted and unstratified, deposited by ice. And if you consider the stratified drift, that means that there must be water in water. So it is formed by glacial meltwater, or what we say glaciofluvial deposition. So glacial drifts are till, it can consist of any type of sediment, size, shape, anything. So moraine is a type of till. So on the basis of at what place it is deposited, the till is deposit. They are classified under moraines. Moraine is also a till. So these are, you can say, sediments that left behind when the glacier melt or glacier move forward. So the glacier forward move करे or melt करे. At that time, the sediments that is remain, that is your moraine. जहाँ glacier कौन करे? That is left behind. That is your glacier. That is your moraines. That is the classification of moraines. Right? So moraines is classified into two types. One is moving moraine, another is stationary moraine. So moving moraine means deposition of moraines continue with the motion of the glacier. The glacier जब तक move करूँगा, they will follow that glacier. That is moving moraine. The stationary moraine, it will be the stationary one. They will not follow the glacier. So moving moraine is classified into four types on the basis of their position. Lateral moraine at the adjacent side of the glacier. Medial moraine where two glaciers will meet. Ground moraine that is below the glacier. Englacial moraine within the glacier. The stationary moraine we have two types, recessional and terminal. So terminal moraine, when glacier completely melts, the deposition will find, that is the terminal moraine. When where it is completely melted. Now we will say retreat, completely retreat. But if it will retreat, you can say rhythmically. There is a pause in its melting phase. Glacier will melt, start to melt here. Then after some time it will move to this place, then move to this place. Gradually it is melting and moving. So in each places it will melt, it will give some deposition. जो जगह melt होगा उससे किसी deposition. So that they will not, this deposition will not follow the glacier. So this deposition are called as recessional moraine. And in between each recessional moraine there will be lake. These are also called as Stan Lake, but these are series of lakes. That's why it is called as Paternoster Lake. The series of Stan Lake, it is called as Paternoster Lake. So recessional moraine, it is formed because of pause in melting phase. So glaciers sometimes show pause in melting phase. So depositing sediments or depositing moraines at different places on its course. So those recessional moraine, in between those recessional moraine, due to melting of glacier, water will be deposited and that is considered as a lake. That is also Tran Lake. Tan Lake. But here we have series of Tan Lake. So the series of Tan Lake together called as Paternoster Lake. So the series of Tan Lake होता है, कल रखा जाए Paternoster Lake. There are lateral moraine, medial moraine. This is end moraine. This is recessional moraine. So when glacier will melt, all the water will spread into the plain land because it will melt in the foothill region. It will completely melt at the foothill region. Then the water will spread into the plain land. So that region where the glacial melt water will spread is called as an outwash plain. Outwash plain. So any deposition that occur within the outwash plain will be considered as a glaciofluvial deposition. It's called as glaciofluvial deposition, and those depositions are well sorted and stratified because they are formed by glacial melt water. So next we will study glaciofluvial deposition. So this the region glacier will start retreating here, then will completely retreat to this place where you will get end moraine. This portion is called as a outwash plain. So they will get two distinct features in outwash plain. One is your kettle hole, another is your ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ କେମ୍ କେମ୍ କେଟେଲ ହଲ୍ ଗୋଟେ କେମ୍ ଗୋଟେ କେଟେଲ ହଲ୍ ଇଜ ଏ डिप्रेशन केम इज ए माउंट केटେଲ ହଲ୍ ଟା କଣ डिप्रेशन ଥାଏ ଆଉ କେମ୍ସ ଟା ଗୋଟେ ମାଉंଟ ଭଳିଆ ଥାଏ सो केटेल हॉल कौन पे प्रोड्यूस हुए इट इज बिकॉज कि एनी तुम्हारा isolated ice mass when it will fall on the outburst plane ice mass टा जब outburst plane में fall करियो ताले it will form a depression because outburst planes are softer outburst plane कौन है softer so anything की any piece of ice will clay ऊपर रखियो then it will produce a depression on the clay and after some times that ice will melt and will form a depression what का produce depression so that is called as a kettle hole क्या कौन है kettle hole and sometimes because there will be a mound type of deposition that is called as caves. So this is for a dead ice you can say isolated ice mass it will fall here and will produce a depression. Then after melting this depression can fill with sediments. So depression gradually sediment will fill up and it can produce a mound like this. After filling up sediments it will produce a mound like this. This is also called as caves. Also called as caves. But as it is formed from the kettle, so it is specially called as knob and kettle topography. Specially called as knob and kettle topography. It is a mound on the outer plane. Must be mound on the outer plane. If it is formed from the kettle hole, it's a kettle hole produces it. It is called as a knob and kettle topography. And any mound on the outer plane that is called as caves. So cave or the knob one. So together they are called as so the caves that are associated with kettles, then it is called as caves and kettles or knob and kettle topography. So caves are stratified. Esker. Esker it is formed. It doesn't form on the outpost plane. So outpost plane is produced when it is produced when glacial start to melt in place. So when glacial will move, suppose T is the valley of the glacier. So glacier is moving. So sometimes the melt water that flow below the glacier. लगा हुआ है glacier भीतर flow below the glacier. So this flow it can deposit sediments in a sinus path following the glacier. The glacier or subglacial sediments or subglacial moraines they are stratified or sorted by this melting ice movement. So a sinus ridge will follow the glacier. That is called as your esker. As the melting water is involved here, so that's why eskers are also stratified. Esker are stratified. So it look like this. Say like this. This sinus ridge type of deposition. So this form because of when melt water that flow below the glacier. Then with erosional work by continental ice sheet. So the process of erosion is same for everything. Valley glacier, continental ice sheet, both will erode by rasping, blocking, avalanching, all that. What are the erosional landforms that produce a continental ice sheet? So it will produce crescentic gauge, chatter mark. These are convex shaped marking when the glacier will move because the glacier, the continental ice sheet, it also has different rock that attached to the base. Base like on rock so when it will move over the land, it will produce these markings. So for the crescentic gauge or the chatter mark. So crescentic gauge were convex side towards the ice movement direction, chatter mark was the concave side towards the ice movement direction. Basically one mark. Then there is another more erosional feature that is produced by IC, that is crag and tail. Crag and tail produced when any for a highly resistance rock that come along the path of the glacier. So these resistance rock, they are very harder to erode. So the glacial path रे तुम्हारे कौन से भी resistance rock आएगा, then frontal ice cannot erode it. So it will move over it like this. Move over it like this. So this is moving direction. This is your stoss side. This is your lee side. So here the stoss side will be steeper and lee side will be gentler. And the steeper side will undergo blocking and this side will undergo abrasion. So it is simply formed because of any volcanic block. There is very highly resistant structure, highly difficult to erode. Then deposition of the drumlins, that is by continental ice sheet. There is also asymmetric hill type of deposition, where the stoss side is steeper, lee side is gentler. They always form in groups. Drumlins are somewhere it will always found in groups. So it look like a basket of egg. So that's why it is called a basket of egg structure.